please welcome all the way from Puerto Rico, TPG, the Price Group, my buddy, Mr. David Price.
Some things with you guys and just kind of teach you, important to you guys. First, let me ask a question. There's a couple things we could go over. We could go over one, how to go from zero to making $100,000. Raise your hand if that would help you. Raise your hand if you'd like to make $100,000 in this business. We do from 0 to 100,000. Put 100K in the chat, 100K in the chat. Just want to get a poll what we're going to talk about today. Or 100K to a million. We could go over both, either one. It doesn't matter to me. We could do either one. You want to do 100K or a million. Now you can't do the million if you didn't do the 100K yet. So I just want to see where the audience is, who could help. That's it. So we have a few people that want to do the million. I'm saying mostly people want to go with the 100K. Okay. The good news is it's not much different. As you can see, my slide says activity is king. And it comes down to activity. It's what you spend your activity doing. But ultimately, when you want to make that 7 figures, this is the foundation on what you need to learn yourself and then teach. So we're gonna go over a couple things today. In case I don't get through the slides, I wanna give you an opportunity to get these slides. So if you want, go on Instagram, go to David Price Official, send me a DM, follow me and send me a DM slides, and I'll send you a copy of these slides when I'm done. So just go to Instagram, David Price Official, send slides in the DMs, and then we'll get you a copy of the slides. So they say 8% of insurance agents, only 8% of insurance agents make it, right? So they say 92% of agents fail. And I'm asking you, do you believe that's true? Put a yes in the chat if you think that's true. Put a no in the chat if you're like, no, I don't believe that stat. You think it's true? Everyone thinks it's true. We all love Cody. Listen, Cody's like one of my best friends. I hate to argue with him, but I'm gonna tell you it's false. I don't believe it's true. I've hired over 5,000 insurance agents. I don't think it's true. What I can tell you is that 92% of insurance agents, they don't try. 92% of insurance agents, they don't commit. 92% of insurance agents, they don't actually even get started. Out of the agents I've seen that actually commit, get started, follow the system, coachable, good attitude, good work ethic, most of them actually make it in this business. Most of them actually flourish. Most of them actually change their lives and lives of many other people. But the problem is 92% of people, they don't even get started. So I'm gonna give you guys a simple roadmap, simple stuff to work on, very easy, very practical, and this will help you make your first $100,000 in this business. And if you've already made your first $100,000 in this business, you wanna learn how to teach this. You learn how to teach this, because when you wanna go to 7 figures, it's all gonna be about duplication. It's gonna be about building a system or following a system and teaching that system. So a little bit about myself. I got my insurance license in 2018. I knew nothing about this business. I didn't have any family members in this business, nothing. I was brand new, first generation insurance agent. And I knew one thing. I knew that I didn't know anything. And the more I get done, the faster I could learn. Does that seem simple? Put simple in the chat if that makes sense to you. Right? Super simple. The more I get done, the more I can learn, right? It's like a book. The faster you read the book, the more you get the knowledge from the book. The more you work on something, the faster it's get done. So I worked out in the field. I was a field agent. That's how I started. That's how I learned. If I did it all over again today, I would 100% do it on the phone. I teach agents how to sell on the phone now from their house. But back then, 2018, that's not what I knew. So they told me you go out in the field, you take leads, you go to people's house, and that's how you make presentations and that's how you make sales. So I'm like, all right, if that's my job to do every day, I need to come up with some non-negotiables. So my non-negotiables was first, I needed to master my time. And the way I master my time is make sure that when it's 9 a.m., I'm already working. I'm not waking up at 9 a.m. I'm not leaving my house at 9 a.m. I'm not calling my friends at 9 a.m. I'm not finishing TV at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., I'm literally knocking on the first door. So if that first door from my house was 2 hours away, real simple, I was driving, I was setting my alarm, making sure I left my house by 7 a.m. so I could definitely be at that first house at 9 o'clock and knock on that first door at 9 a.m. That was a non-negotiable. Then the next thing is what I found myself doing a little bit is I was procrastinating between doors, right? I would maybe scroll social media a little bit, take my time getting to that second house, and I realized I wasn't mastering my time, right? So I decided I need to get to the next door as fast as possible because I need to knock on more doors in a day than possibly anyone else could. Because the more activity I put in, the better chance I have of getting a presentation. The more presentations I get, the faster I learn and the faster I start making some money. Every week I got leads, no matter what. It didn't matter what happened the week prior. Every single week I got 20 to 30 new leads. Now I teach my agents to get 40, 50, 75, 100 leads a week, right? You know, times change, but back then that's what I did. So every week, it didn't matter. If I didn't sell anything last week, it was no excuse not to get new leads. That means I need more leads, right? So really simple, got new leads every single week. And everyone I talked to, I asked for 5 referrals. You know, a lot of times people are like, I don't want to pay for leads. Real simple. If you don't want to pay for leads, get referrals from everyone you talk to and the leads will pay for themselves. The next thing I do and the last thing I did is I work till dark every single day. In the summer, it was a long day. In the winter, the days were shorter. But real simple, I knew that I wanted to learn this business as fast as possible. So my job was to get as much activity in as possible. As a field agent, put field if you're a field agent in here in the chat. If you're a telesales agent, put telesales in the chat. So I, again, have an idea of who I'm talking to and how I can help you. I'm not gonna say one's better than the other. I personally do like the lifestyle of a telesales agent. I was a field agent. My entire team's telesales agents now. So telesales, right? I went over the formula if you're a field agent. This right here is what I teach my agents on a daily basis. This is here I help agents become 6-figure earners from their house. Real simple, this is the blueprint. It does not get easier than this. Your goal should be to dial that phone as many times as you can. Just like my goal is to knock on the door as many times. The only difference is you ain't gotta have pants on, you don't have to have shoes on, and you can do it from your house. It just got a whole lot easier. You have no drive time in the morning and you have no drive time in the evening. There's no reason you can't get $250 to $300 a day. The only thing that would stop you from getting those dials if you get your 5 presentations, right? Because if you're on the phone all day long, you don't get to dial the phone as much. Now guys, this is the beginning. These are the numbers you're chasing. If you're not having success, you need to dial more than someone that's having success. A new agent just getting started, they're gonna dial the phone 250, 300 times. When they start getting good, they might get their 5 presentations with 50 dials. But you always wanna work on what you can control. So 250, 300 dials a day. Now, if you get 300 dials at 6 o'clock and you didn't get your presentations in, or you're not happy, or you're still not making kind of money that you wanna make, what do you do at 6 o'clock if you didn't get your dials in? Use the chat, pop quiz, what do you think? If it was me, I would keep dialing. I would literally dial the phone as much as I can every single day, as much as I can. And just understand, this isn't what your life's gonna look like. Eventually, you're gonna get better. Eventually, you're gonna be able to work around your schedule. You're gonna be able to do a lot less work and make sales. You'll have people calling you for referrals. So now we're gonna focus on 5 presentations a day. That should be a non-negotiable. 5 presentations a day. That's 25 to 30 presentations a week. If you're working 5 days a week, that's 25. If you're working 6 days, that's 30 presentations. If I'm short, if I do 4 presentations on Monday, I'm gonna try to get 6 presentations on Tuesday. I'm gonna make that number. I'm gonna live and breathe 5 presentations. Tell me if you did 5 presentations a day, 5 days a week, for 50 weeks a year, that's 1,250 presentations for the year. Do you think you would get better, right? You'd be much, much better. Much, much better. Let's say your target close ratio is 30%. Could be a little worse, could be a little better. It might be lower for the first 6 months. The second 6 months, you increase your skills, so it got better. But let's say your closing ratio is 30%, real simple. You get 3 presentations for 3 referrals for every presentation you do. That's another 75 to 90 warm leads a week, right? Again, scale that over weeks, months, years. It's gonna make a huge difference. See, the problem is a lot of times people get focused on that daily activity, what they want to do or what they don't want to do, or they do it one day, but they won't do it the second day, or they do it one week, but not the second week, or they have a really good week with commissions, and then they don't show up the following week. And I'm going to show you what consistency will do to your business. This is an example of an agent doing $250 to $300 a day versus an agent doing $150 a day. Doesn't seem like a big deal for one day, right? So let's say that one that does $250 to $300, they're working on 5 presentations a day. The other one's 2 presentations. That's 25 presentations on a 5-day work week versus 10 presentations on a 5-day work week. That's 1,250 presentations a year with the 50 weeks in the year, right? We're gonna give you 2 weeks vacation versus 500 presentations. Are you seeing the difference yet? In yearly income at a 30% closing ratio, at $500 commission per sale, and again, could be higher, could be lower. I'm just gonna give you some basic numbers. That's $185,000 a year versus $75,000 a year. Which one do you wanna make? You wanna be the $185,000 a year person or the $75,000 a year person? Throw it in the chat. It's a trick question, I already know the answer, right? Now scale out over 5 years, scale out over your 20-year career. What do you think? What do you think? Put a dollar amount in the chat. Over 20 years, what's the income difference from the minimum standard agent to the low activity agent over a 20-year career? It's $2.5 million over a 20-year career. $2.5 million. Think about that. So next time you don't want to dial the phone, or you want to take it easy today or that day, you don't want to be consistent, you're walking away from $2.5 million in your career. I don't know about you, but I'll take an extra $2.5 million. How do you call that many people? That's why you got to get new leads every single week, right? New leads every single week. So we went over the activity. The next thing, what's the next thing that stops agents all the time? Objections. Objections, the answer. Who here practices objections? Guys, every time you get an objection, what I want you to do from this point on, I want you to write down that objection. Whatever that objection is, you write down that objection, and I want you to master what you're gonna say when you get that objection. Bruce Lee says he fears the man that has done one kick 10,000 times versus the man that knows 10,000 kicks. Right? So think about that. So you want to practice that objection over and over again until you absolutely master that objection. And then once you master that objection, then you work on the next one. Then you work on the next one. You want to be on the phone or in person, however you're selling. And when somebody gives you objection, you hear it coming out of their mouth. You already know what they're going to say. And you're just waiting there for them to finish. You let them pause for a second. And then you simply say the same thing every single time like you're a robot. If you work on getting the activity and you learn how to deal with objections like this, it will completely change your career. The beautiful thing about this business is that it's really, really simple. You know, I built an 8-figure business within a few years just teaching these simple things. Like, you don't have to know a lot more. You just have to learn how to do more. You just have to learn how to believe in yourself more. You just have to get uncomfortable. And you just have to get started. So here's gonna be the challenge I'm gonna give you guys. It's a 7-day challenge. 7 days, let's do it for 7 days. If you could do it for 7 days, you could do it for a week, you could do it for a month, you could do it for a year, you can continue to keep doing it. So $250 to $300 per day, every single day, right? Old leads, whatever you have to do. And if you're working out in the field, guys, you just got to figure out how to get 5 presentations. You knock on enough doors to get 5 presentations. If I was working in the field and I had no leads and I had to make this business work, guess what? I'm cold knocking doors all day long until I get 5 presentations every day. If I'm working on the phone, I'm calling whoever I have to call to get my 5 presentations a day. Every single presentation you talk to, every single person, you're gonna work to get 3 referrals. And you're not gonna quit till you get 3 referrals. Hey, do you know somebody that I may be able to help with insurance? Well, no, I don't really know anyone. Well, of course you do. Of course you do. Let's look through your phone, right? Coach them, help them. Work on getting your 3 referrals from every single person you talk to. Write down any objection that you have. Any objection, you write that down, and then you need to learn exactly what you're gonna say when you get that objection. And you write it down, word for word, verbatim, just like you're singing a song. We all know song lyrics, so same thing. And then use a voice recorder and record yourself saying it. Listen to it until you can talk, until it's super sharp, super crisp. You know exactly what to say every single time. Train like a fighter studies tape. So many times I see people in this business and they want to be so successful and they want to make all this money, but they don't want to do the couple little things that you have to do. You don't have to do a lot to be successful in this business. There's a lot of people making a lot of money in this business because they mastered a couple things. My first year in this business, I felt like I had tears in my eyes the whole year. And that's how much it sucked because I pushed so hard, I tried so hard, I got so uncomfortable, I did everything I didn't want to do. I started the same time no matter what. I worked till dark no matter what. Sometimes I wasn't getting home till midnight because I would leave that last house at 10 o'clock at night in the summer, 11 o'clock at night. But guess what? It sucked, but I had a goal. I had a mission. I wanted to be successful in this business. I wanted to be so successful in this business, and I want to teach other people how to be successful. So I let it suck. It's gonna suck, right? Just make sure you have purpose. Make sure you know why it sucks. Make sure you know what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. For anyone else that needs help, needs motivation, guys, we have a great community, Facebook group. We are insurance agents. Just a place you can go. You could ask questions. Anytime somebody asks me a question in there, I try to answer every question that is asked in there. Doesn't matter where you work. It's a safe place for agents, guys. I want everyone to be successful in this business. This business has blessed me and so many other people that are close to me. And I see a ton of people on the screen right now. And if you're not having this success that you want to have in this business, guys, it can change real fast. My first year in this business, I made $30,000. Over the next 2.5 years, I made $970,000, totaling $1 million in my first 36 months. It was just the difference of going through the suck, going through and learning the things I had to go through, learning the things not to do, and just learning how to be consistent, but ultimately getting better at helping people, having natural conversations, and knowing the proper amount of activity it takes to be successful. I hope you guys got something out of this call. Again, if you want the slides, just go to David Price Official, send me the message slides, and we'll get you a copy of the slides. Thank you so much. Have an amazing time. Here comes my brother, Cody Askins.